Hi everyone! Welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Rebecca and we are going to have some fun in the kitchen today. So let us get started. Today we're going to be making a fun space snack called Eat the Moon. Now, you may have seen the moon in the sky, and this week's theme is all about out of this world, outer space theme. And so I found this really fun recipe on how to recreate the moon using some simple pantry grocery ingredients. And it's super easy and simple to make and a delicious, yummy snack that's pretty healthy as well. I'll show you my final creation that we're going to be making. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, I used a rice cake to resemble the moon, and the bananas and the Cheerios represent the craters. If you look at the moon in the sky, you may notice some smaller craters or larger craters, or even if you look at a picture of the moon, there's a lot of detailed pictures about what the surface of the moon looks like. And so today we're going to recreate the surface of the moon using food. And then we can enjoy a fun, delicious snack that tastes as good as it looks. So I'll show you the ingredients I have. I have here half of a banana. You can use any kind of circular fruit. You can use kiwis, blueberries, apples cut into little circles. You can really get creative with whatever kind of fruit that you like. I'm just choosing banana because it's already in a circle shape and it's easy to prepare. I also have some peanut butter. Again, you can use any kind of spread that you like. You can use cream cheese, Nutella. I chose creamy peanut butter because that's just what I have in my kitchen, but you can, again, get really creative with whatever ingredients you have or what your favorite is. Even I think Nutella would taste pretty good on here too. But again, get creative, use what you have. There's no reason to buy any extra ingredients for this snack. I also have my favorite cereal, which is Honey Nut Cheerios. You can use any kind of circle shape, like off-brand Cheerios, regular Cheerios. I have Honey Nut in my pantry, so that's just what I'm using. And these little guys are gonna make our small craters, while the bananas make the big ones. And then I also have these Quaker rice cakes. These are easy to find in a grocery store, and they're a really delicious and healthy snack that you can really put anything on. I love to eat rice cakes when I'm feeling hungry, and I already eat rice cakes with peanut butter, so this is a fun addition to something that I already do. I also have a knife. This is a plastic knife, and if you're following along and making this at home, you want to be sure that you're being very careful when you use a knife. Knives are really sharp, even when they're just made out of plastic, and it's very easy to have a mishap happen. So if you feel like you need some help, ask an adult to cut the bananas for you. Otherwise, that's really all you need a knife for. You can even use a fork or the edge of a spoon if you may feel unsafe using a knife. Also, don't forget to wash your hands. I've already washed my hands, and my surface that I'm going to be preparing this on is already cleaned, but it's important, especially right now, to make sure we're practicing good hand hygiene. And anytime that you're going to be making some food or cooking in the kitchen, you always want to wash your hands so that you don't ingest any germs and that all of your food is clean to eat. So again, this is what our final product is going to look like. You'll see that the different craters are represented with the ingredients I have, which are Cheerios and bananas, but you can use any type of fruit or small cereal or even like star-shaped little puffs, whatever you have to make this fun treat. So let's us get started. Enough talking. So I'm going to open up my rice cakes. I've already opened the package because I made one before, but they come in these two little packages and you just open it up And I'm going to take one out and place it on my cutting board. Now, for this banana, I've already cut it in half because I was making the other ones. So if you need some help to cut it in half, always ask for help. There's no shame in that. So I've already cut mine in half, and I'm going to now peel it. And I'll throw this peel away later or even compost it. Now I'm going to use my knife to cut little rounds of this banana, and I'll show you some of the pieces after I've cut them. But it doesn't really matter what size they are, just as long as you're able to bite into them. You can make them however big or small you want. I'm making them about this thick, and this is just the size of the banana, so this is what I have. Now, what we're going to do is take our peanut butter. Now, if you have a nut allergy or you don't like peanut butter, again, you can substitute the peanut butter with any type of spreadable ingredient like cream cheese, Nutella, sunflower butter, which is nut-free, so in case anyone has a nut allergy. I happen to just have peanut butter on hand, and I really like peanut butter, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to take a little bit on my knife. Again, you can use a spoon or a fork for this part. You don't necessarily need to use a knife. And I'm just going to spread a nice thin layer all over the rice cake. This part, you may need to ask for some help with from an adult too, in case you're not used to spreading things. Sometimes it's a little easier just to have someone help you with this part, but I just did a thin layer. I'm by no means a chef, so it doesn't look that pretty, but it's delicious and we're gonna eat it, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like. But this is what the peanut butter looks like before we put on any of the toppings. So you can really put on the toppings however you like. You can choose to put more bananas or less bananas or more Cheerios. I sort of did an equal amount of both, but you can get creative. If you ever look at the moon or see a picture of the moon, you might notice that some of the holes or some of the craters are a little bigger, some of them may be a little smaller. So you can really get creative and kind of imagine what you think the moon looks like, and then arrange it with the ingredients that we have. So I cut about 5 slices of banana. I can show you on my cutting board. I have about 5 slices and a little bit left over. And I'm gonna I'll take about 3 to 4 slices and put it on the rice cake. So I'm gonna put it kind of on towards the edge. I wanna be sure to leave enough space so that we can put some of the Cheerios in to symbolize the smaller craters. Let's do one over here, and we'll do another third one. So now my rice cake looks like this. It has 3 big banana craters on it, along with the layer of peanut butter over top. Now I have my handy bowl of Cheerios, and you can place as many or as little Cheerios as you want. I really like Cheerios, and I like the way that they crunch and taste, so I'm gonna put quite a few probably. And I'm going to try to disperse them around the bananas so that they look like smaller little craters next to the big ones. Again, feel free to get creative, place them wherever you like, use as much or as little as you want. Some substitutions, like I mentioned earlier, could be little puffs. I know that there are some puffs that are in star shapes or other shapes, so you can use those. You can also use other types of cereal. It don't necessarily have to be Cheerios, or you could even use a smaller fruit like a blueberry, anything really to represent a small crater. Get creative, use what you like to eat, use what you have in your pantry. There's no reason to go buy special ingredients when we can just use what we have. So this is, again, our finished product. It looks a little different than the other one I made. I used one less banana slice this time, and I think they would taste the same. But again, this just shows that you can get as creative as you want, and you can use, your imagination on what you think the moon would look like when placing your ingredients. Let's make one more. Why not? I'm going to be sharing these with the people I live with, so I'll make sure to make enough for everyone. So again, we're going to take one rice cake. I just took it out of the package and placed it on my little cutting board. And I'm going to take a big scoop of peanut butter. This is probably about 1 tablespoon. But, again, use as much or as little as you like, or substitute it with whatever you have or what your favorite spread is. I bet you could even use like jam or jelly. I'm trying to think of other things that you could use, but you could use whatever you have and just get really creative. So here's my spread all done. I actually need to cut a few pieces of banana. I only have 2 left. So I'm going to take my same knife. It's got a little peanut butter on it, but that's okay. And I'm going to cut a few more slices. So this one I think is going to have 4 slices of banana because that's what I have. So again, place them wherever you like. I'm going to place them in the sort of outsides of this little circle rice cake here. 3 and 4. Moved one over a little bit. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 slices of banana on here. Now I'm going to go back in with my Cheerios, and I'm going to place them, again, just around the rice cake and in between the banana areas. Maybe this one I'll put a few more Cheerios than I did last time. Honey Nut Cheerios are one of my favorite cereals. I always have a box on hand. So, let's keep going. I don't know if you knew this, but actually the way that the moon is positioned in the sky, we always see the same face of the moon. The moon, only the Earth rotates. The moon doesn't actually rotate. Fun fact about the moon for you today. I challenge you guys to go outside tonight and look at the moon, and maybe also look at the comet that's been flying around outside, at least in the LA area where I am. We're able to see a comet in the sky for the last few days, so I'm definitely going to go look at it tonight, but see if you can see the moon and spot any of the craters that we're making, sort of like this little treat here. So I finished putting on my Cheerios, and I put a little more on this time than I did last time, but like I've said a bunch of times already, feel free to get creative with how you want to decorate it, what ingredients you want to use. There's no one right way to do this activity. So I encourage you all to try this snack. It's really simple and easy to make. Again, I just had these ingredients in my pantry already, so it was really easy to make. This is what our final products look like. They're all on my little plate here. I hope they don't fall down. But here is our Eat the Moon snack, space snack. I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. I know it was a little quick today, but next week I'll be back with a different snack that aligns with our theme, but enjoy the rest of the outer space, out of this world theme, and enjoy our Eat the Moon snack. Bye everyone. See you next week.